Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am doing Crew's update, and this is going to be his 10 and 11th month update because I totally did not do a 10-month update on here, but I love doing these videos, kind of sharing what he's up to, all of his little things. I am going to talk about, I cannot believe he's about to be 1 at the end of this month. August 31st, he turns 1. So I want to talk about breastfeeding and the weaning process. I also want to talk about just like kind of all of his milestones, and then at the very end I'm going to talk about some postpartum symptoms that I'm still experiencing. So with breastfeeding, everything is going really good. It's kind of weird. I noticed like my milk almost seems fuller right now. Maybe it's because he's eating a lot more solids and stuff, but I definitely feel like I've got a lot more milk, and he's just, I don't know, they just feel really full. So breastfeeding's going really well. He's not biting as much anymore, which is really nice because he went through a stage where he was biting a lot. So he's not really biting anymore, and we're definitely able to stretch out his feedings. He eats maybe like every 4 or 5 hours, and which is, I think it's pretty good. And I also started giving him whole milk just a little bit, because basically the plan is once he's 12 months old or 1 year, we will switch over to whole milk. Probably not fully. I'm sure I'll still breastfeed for a little bit, and I'll get into that in a minute. But I do know that I'm gonna start giving him whole milk. And I remember with Cal, I did that. The doctor was like, okay, he's 1, you can switch him over to whole milk. And so I gave him whole milk, and he loved it. And he was drinking it like so much, like the first couple of days. And his poop was like white after that. So the doctor was like, yeah, that's too much. He had too much dairy. So I want to like transition him slowly. So since it's like 3 weeks away from his first birthday, I started giving him small amounts of whole milk. I've been mixing whole milk with my frozen breast milk, like if David's watching him or something, if I'm gone. And then I've also, like, if we've gone out to restaurants before, I've just ordered him a cup of milk instead of like breastfeeding him. He's just like had the milk, and he's gonna knock over this camera and had food. So it's been working out really good, and he absolutely loves whole milk. So that's what I've been doing. And then the weaning process. So I'm not really sure. So with Cal, I breastfed him for 18 months, and at 18 months we were both done. Like, I was pretty empty. He was down to like 1 feeding a day. I was also pregnant, and it just like worked out perfectly. Like one day it just stopped, and then he didn't even notice. I think I went like a couple days without feeding him, and then fed him again, and then a couple days, and just like longer stretches, and then we were done. So with Crew, I'm just not sure that I want to go as long this time. And I'm all about like extended breastfeeding and everything. It's just not something that I might not want to do this time. Like, I just don't want to be like, it's a lot of work. Like, if you guys know, like, just it isn't, because it is a lot easier in my opinion than like having to do like formula in bottles, because you can just like whip it out. But it's a lot of like work on your body, especially when your baby is like older. So I'm hoping that I can wean him by November, which he would be 15 months old by then. And he's just like crawling under the tripod. That's why I keep having to touch the camera. I knew he wouldn't sit still on my lap the whole video. But anyways, we're just doing a little vacation, like a 2-night stay in November for my 30th birthday, and it's me and David and some of our friends. So I just don't want to have to be like pumping and everything like by then. So he'll be 15 months old, so that's kind of my goal, to be like fully weaned by then. And I feel like that's still like, I'm still giving him like an extra 3 months. I'm still like doing it for a longer time, but I don't know, that's kind of what I want to do. So if you have any advice on how to kind of wean down those feedings and get him off by then, please let me know, because I know it was really hard with Cal. He would just keep like pulling at my shirt, and I would just always give in. And he doesn't take pacifiers either. That was one thing with Cal. I would like offer him a pacifier instead. So I'm not really sure what to do, and he is so not ready to be weaned right now. Like, he is just still like fully like pulling my shirt down. Anytime I pick him up and he's like facing my chest, he like goes for it. So that's kind of the update on breastfeeding and the potential weaning process. And then he did take bottles, barely, like sippy cup bottles, but you guys know, like, he really was never into a bottle. So now we use the 360 Munchkin sippy cups, which I absolutely love. Cal still uses those to this day because they don't leak. They are a little tricky though. You have to like suck out of the side of it, but Crew got it like right away. He also got a straw really early on, like I want to say at 9 months he started using a straw. So he is fully good with straws and those 360 sippy cups. So I've actually just been putting, if we do have breast milk for him, I just put that in a sippy cup now instead of a bottle. I also don't know what to do with I pumped a lot this time and didn't use very much of it. So I have a ton of breast milk that I'm gonna have to figure out like somewhere to donate it to or something, but it's kind of getting old. Like some of it is from like October and September of last year, so I'm not even sure if people would still want it at this point, but I still have a lot of breast milk. Food, he's been eating everything. He's so good at eating. Like I was so scared in the beginning. He's got 5 teeth now, so he will just like eat everything, even like things that I'm like not sure about. Like he had some fruit snacks on accident. He's had a lot of things on accident because he's got an older brother. So he's had pretty much everything. He had ice cream yesterday for like pretty much the first time. Loved it. So he eats more than Cal, honestly. Cal is almost 3 years old and he will eat way more than Cal. He loves food, pretty much anything I will give him. Apples, turkey. I'm trying to think like what he ate today at the restaurant. Like he eats everything. So he is talking a little bit too. Crew, can you say thank you? Can you say thank you? He is talking a little bit. He says bye. He waves a little bit. He's definitely like blabbering, but he also can clearly say thank you and night night, and it's so cute. And then he can say mama and dada, which he's been able to say those for a while. But it's so cute. Like if I hand him something and I'm like, can you say thank you? He will say thank you, and it's adorable, and night night. He's also clapping now, which is a fun milestone, and he's fully crawling. I think when I did his last update at 9 months, he was still scooting. So he's crawling now on his hands and knees. He does not walk yet, but he is standing and holding on to things. He still doesn't stand like by himself, so he's still like gripping onto things. Which I feel like a lot of the other babies I follow around his age are starting to walk or have been walking for a little bit. But I know like Cal didn't walk until he was 13 months old, so I'm not worried about it. He's just a little less mobile when it comes to that, but he's definitely talkative. And he's just super wiggly. He's like, can never sit still. He did have double ear infection this past month, which makes it his 3rd set of ear infections. So if he gets any more, then he's gonna have to go to an ENT, an eye, nose, and throat doctor. So hopefully he doesn't get any more. I know Cal got a lot in the beginning, first year of his life too. I think he also got 3 total. So I'm hoping that Crew is done with them. I know once they turn 1, they're like, I don't know what, I'm not a doctor, guys, but something about their ear passage, like it opens up a little bit more so that they don't get so much fluid stuck in there. So hopefully we won't have an issue with it. And another thing too is I just started him on a chewable probiotic, which I feel like once I started Cal on that, he immediately was like not getting sick anymore. And so I started him on that. It's just like a little chewable one, and I cut it in half and just give him half of it. It is by Plexus. It's like the X Factor Kids vitamin. So that's what he's taking now. He's still in size 3-month diapers. I definitely need to bump him up to 4, but I just bought a huge box of 3. So he's going to be in 3 for a while. His clothing, so 9 months, I'm trying to like set my arm down. So 9 months is like his perfect fit right now. But 12 months is a little bit big, but he still wears a lot of 12 months. So he is 11 months old. So he's definitely on the smaller side in the clothing, which is fine because he's got so many clothes. So it's kind of nice that he's growing at a slower pace. He can wear all of it. But going forward, he's definitely in size 12-month clothing, like for fall and stuff. I've been buying him all size 12 months. He still doesn't take any passies. I think I already said that. I did just weigh him. He weighs like 17 pounds and like 2 ounces, I think. So he's probably super light compared to other babies at his age, but he's just in the smaller percentile. His bedtime, he still goes to bed between 6:30 and 7, which is really nice. I like that time. He only takes one nap during the day, so that's why it's nice that he goes to bed early. I usually start feeding him anywhere between 6 and 6:30, and then he goes down really easily and he sleeps in until 6:30 every morning. So he has like a good 12-hour stretch, and it's really nice. But if I end up feeding him later, like if we go somewhere and I don't get home until like 8 and put him to bed then, he still wakes up at 6:30. So I can't really like change it to make him sleep in longer. So I like the way it is though now, because I still have like a lot of evening left to just, I don't know, do whatever, like cook dinner, clean, like get things done, and he's asleep for the night. So it's kind of nice having him go to bed that early, and I don't mind waking up at 6:30. It's not super early. And like I said, he just takes like one nap usually. He always falls asleep in the car no matter what, so that's like a 20-minute nap. And then when we're at home, I try to put him down and he'll sleep maybe 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes 2 hours if we like don't leave the house and we haven't gone anywhere that day, and he just gets like one solid nap in, he'll sleep for like 2 hours. Okay, so that's pretty much everything with his update. We are having his birthday party in a couple of weeks, so I'm gonna go ahead and like vlog all of that for you guys. I'm gonna kind of show you all the decoration stuff that I'm doing, the setup of it, and then like a little bit of a vlog for how the party turned out and how he likes it and stuff like that. So that'll be fun. So now as far as postpartum things, I feel a little bit, so I'm after breastfeeding, almost always I get super tired and hungry, and I don't know, like I know I'm like, why am I still talking about postpartum things when I am almost a year postpartum? But I'm serious, like I still get so exhausted and or hungry like immediately after feeding him. So I still have that going on. I have like weird period. I don't know what's going on with that. If you watched one of my recent videos, I thought I might be pregnant because I was having like a really short period. It was like 2 days. It was so weird. Anyways, I wasn't. And then this month I almost didn't get it. I just got it like super late, and again it was only 2 days. So I'm not really sure what the deal is, but I'm sure it has something to do with the fact that I am, 1, postpartum, and 2, breastfeeding. So along with that, I also got really bad cramps, like sharp shooting pains. I was on Instagram when it happened. I posted it on Instagram like as it was happening to see if anyone else, like I swear I always put things on Instagram like it's like my medical advisory, like, okay guys, has this ever happened to you? So I was having huge hard cramps, so I put it on Instagram, and like so many of you guys were like, yes, I have the same issues, especially after having kids. So I think it's just like really bad cramps now that I've had 2 babies, which sucks. I used to never get any kinds of cramps, but literally it brought me to my knees on the kitchen floor. Like it was such a sharp shooting pain, but after a few minutes it just totally went away and never came back. So, and then I got my period like a few days later. That's pretty much it. A little TMI, sorry, but that's how we do things here. I hope you guys enjoyed this little update. Let me know what your baby is up to at 10 and 11 months. I cannot believe our babies are getting this big and this old, but it's always exciting because I'm just like, I love the stage when they can like walk and they can kind of start to talk, and like it's just a really fun stage for me. So I'm really, there's a fly in here. Really looking forward to it. Anyways, I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye. You're my sweet